Looking at the kinds of speeches that we cover in this course, I got the impression that the persuasive speech is one of the most intensive and one of the most important styles that we cover in this course. That is why I wanted to pick a topic that was relatable to me and meant something to my personal life. That is how I came up with the proposition of policy stating the South Dakota Board of Education should require at least 1 year of a music course for high school graduation. I thought this was the perfect statement for me because music is a huge part of my life. It's a huge part of who I am. So that allows me to focus more on the details of creating a persuasive speech and using it effectively instead of having to comprehend and analyze an entire new subject of my speech. In order to find my sources for my music class speech, I wanted to incorporate college source databases as well as high school ones. This is how I came up with the combination of using ProQuest, that is on high school database sites, as well as college ones as well. At the same time, I also found SIRS, which is what we used in my English class in high school. So it was a cool thing to see that you can still use that in college as a good way to find your sources. The kinds of sources that I stumbled across were a couple study cases, a few papers, but mainly journal articles taken from a large book of this journal from a huge corporation. My studies of my research were very successful because I was able to find three, well, even more than three, but I could pick three specific sources that I could understand that were comprehensible by me and other friends that I had look over these sources, and I was able to depict it myself and analyze it the best way I know how as a 17-year-old high school student. The most important thing for me that I did in my research process was to take the good amount of time that it took to actually fully read the articles that I picked. I even went as far as to write notes on a couple, so I had to read it and say, okay, it's not that long, that I can actually read it in a sitting as well as analyze it, but I was able to make sure I understood the back hidden meaning of it instead of just what is right in front of me. The one source that I found that was very important and the best of this scenario in my research was a journal article from three professors from the State University of New Jersey entitled A Home Away from Home. They had a study where they interviewed multiple students from multiple classes and schools from the Reston, New Jersey area, and they wanted to see how the music classroom affected their social climate of their entire high school, of their community, of multiple communities connected together. And that was important to me because I see it myself, I feel that way. And it was also cool because they used high school students that were my age, and they felt the same way I do. So it was cool to see different meanings and different perspectives that were similar to mine from these students from New Jersey. These professors are Adheri, Kennedy, and Burtz. It was published in 2003, which is the only thing that is a little iffy, but the fact that all of this information is still relatable today and still reigns true was very interesting to me and made me feel that this was such a strong source as I thought it was. I plan to use this as one of my points that says music is more than just something that you learn and something that you run across from time to time in your daily life. It's something that teaches you to be the kind of person you want to be, the kind of person you see on the news, that is a good leader, that knows how to connect with people. Basically, one of my points is how music is more of a connection factor and how it makes us sociable human beings. And I plan to use this study as evidence that social climates and friend groups and ways that people connect are often played from what people see in music. I think that the three sources I found extremely fit my topic, fit my style of speaking, my style of word choice, and I am extremely excited to see how it affects my speech and how it helps my thoughts come together.